What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. So today we're going to be unboxing the brand new legendary hero decks. Now, funny story behind this because these were actually supposed to come out last week, but I guess there were some distribution issues because of a hurricane, so they pushed the date back like 2 whole weeks, which means these should be coming out next week, but then they brought the date back up and here we are now. But then some people managed to get their decks last week because if you weren't affected by that specific distribution area, I don't know, it was a complete mess. I don't think they wanted this product to conflict with the release of Soul Fusion next week, so kind of makes sense that they pushed it up a week, but here we are now. So we're going to go ahead and just show you guys what's in these boxes. I just love picking one of these up every single year because the content's usually really good from a value perspective. A lot of really solid reprints, but if you guys just want to see the contents for yourself, that's why I bring you guys these videos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. I think what I'm most looking forward to is probably the Ascension Sky Dragon, to be perfectly honest, because that's probably one of the coolest features of this. I mean, yeah, if it didn't have Ascension, I don't know if it would be nearly as popular, but I think overall, the reprint quality is pretty good. They're reprinting a lot of cards that were in like the mid-price value, you know, stuff that's like $5 to like $12, and that's usually pretty good. That's what I like about these products, even though thematically it's kind of weird in terms of like these 3 decks themselves, but that's neither here nor there. So these are the 3 decks. I always love how they present this. It always looks very nice. We're gonna go ahead, I guess we'll just go from left to right. We will start with the Hero deck. Now, even though this is Hero, this is going to be Destiny Hero rather than Elemental Hero, so a little bit different, but honestly, some of the Destiny Heroes needed to get reprinted, and I don't think anyone's really going to complain about that. So starting off here, we've got Extra Hero Dread Decimator. I actually don't remember. I think I read this card once, but I'm going to go ahead and read it again. This is a brand new TCG exclusive card to my knowledge, I believe it is. 2+ hero monsters for a Link 3. This card also, any hero monsters it points to gain 100 attack for each hero monster with different names in the graveyard. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. So not that great. It's kind of nice that all 3 arrows are pointing down. So I guess if you're playing a hero deck and that's relevant, that's kind of cool, but we have that generic card, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a generic Link 3, and it does the exact same thing in terms of having the arrows, so I don't know, that card might be better. 2500 is pretty decent, though, where I think that thing only has 1800 attack. Then we get another foil copy of Destiny Hero Malicious. This definitely needed a reprint, because like every copy of this card was like $5 to $6 beforehand, and you're getting an ultra rare copy, so that's pretty nice. Then we go to Destiny Hero Disc Commander. Unfortunately, this has the errata, which is just utterly terrible. You can't special summon it the turn it was sent to the graveyard, and you can only use the effect to draw 2 cards once per duel. It's just so bad. Like, I don't even know why they even bothered. Destiny Draw is nice. Ultra Rare Destiny Draw is pretty cool. It originally came in Ultra Rare, for those of you who don't know, so that's pretty nice. Then we got the Extra Hero Wonder Driver. This one the OCG does have. They've had it for quite a while now, and this card's actually pretty neat. I think if you're a dedicated hero player, this is something you probably include in the extra deck now, because the effects are pretty decent for what it is. So after the 5 ultra rares, then we just have a ton of commons. I'm going to go through these rather quickly, talk about any noteworthy commons. I think it's cool you get a second copy of Malicious. I wish it were 3. It's kind of cool that you get 1 ultra and 1 common, but again, I just wish it were 3 copies. I think that'd be a lot better overall. Then again, just more Destiny heroes. That's pretty much like what the deck is centralized around, so I guess it makes sense there's a bunch of them. See, look, okay, you get 3 copies of D cubed, and you don't get 3 copies of Malicious. So for anyone saying, oh, they need to sell more, that's horseshit. They could have easily put 3 Malicious in here. All right, Shadow Mist is a really nice reprint. This was hitting just astronomically high prices because it's only had a single printing. It is common, but again, if you want a reprint, here you go. Just really nice pickup. Then another copy of Destiny Draw. Again, I kind of like the fact that there's a common and an ultra. That's kind of nice. And then just a plenty of cards in here. A couple of copies of Mask Change is pretty nice. Polymerization. Then some decent staples. Monster Reborn, Terraforming, things like that. And I don't remember what traps are in here. It doesn't look like anything too spectacular. And then a bunch of fusions, which is nice. Dark Law also being a very nice reprint because only having 1 printing and then the ultimate rare printing in the OTS pack. So obviously that's not going to be much cheaper. But I like that these decks started including a significant number of monsters in the extra deck because I feel like before it was actually an issue because, you know, you look at some of the structure decks, oh, even like the hero structure deck, right? It didn't really come with that many cards in the extra deck, but this came with like, I think it was like 8 cards, so that's pretty nice. I wish it were more, but again, I guess you're just kind of buying like a little bit of a basic starter product. So now we have the Nordic Cards. Now, this is the brand new TCG exclusive Nordic Link monster. Artwork on it is beautiful. It's all right for what it is. I don't think it's anything too spectacular, but again, it's a pretty decent card for what it is. Then we have a ultra copy of this one. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the names because it's been far too long, but this is one of the better Nordic beasts for sure. So that's a nice one that they printed there. They give you a foil copy of Darkhold. Darkhold has been reprinted into Oblivion. So that's what it is. And there it is, Ascension the Sky Dragon. So again, this was only a YCS prize card previously, so this is the first time that, unless you won a YCS or topped one and or basically paid for one, this is the first time people are going to get their hands on it. And really cool card. Again, it's kind of past its prime, but for what it is, it's still really cool that we can actually just own this and just play with it. Just to even have the option is really, really cool. That's what I'm most looking forward to. And then we have a reprint of Coral Dragon, which, shocker, I did not realize was like $7 or $8. So this is actually a pretty nice reprint. It makes sense because this is like kind of like a synchro based deck. So pretty cool. I thought that was nice once I found out that Coral Dragon was that expensive. Then just going through again, just plenty of these just these other Nordic cards. This is pretty standard for what you would expect for a Nordic product to look like. This card, Venatus, this I believe was like $7 to $8 before this reprint, so that's pretty cool. I don't think there was anything else like too expensive in these decks. All these forbidden cards are nice, like Chalice, Lance. Dress is pretty bad, but I think those are pretty cool just from a staple standpoint. Then you got like Soul Charge, that's a good one. Hey Trunade, wasn't too expensive, but just a nice card. MST. Then you just got some Nordic Traps, and then wrapping up with a ton of Synchros. Beals is in here as well. That was like $4 or $5. So having that as common is kind of weird, but it's really nice that it's just in a much more plentiful abundance. But again, they give you like 7 or 8 extra deck monsters, so that's pretty cool. Why couldn't have this been like Solemn Warning? Like, why Solemn Authority of anything? I guess it actually has to do with Nordics, but still, like, just put Solemn Warning or something really good in here. I definitely think it would not be a bad idea. Last but not least, though, we're going to go to my favorite of the 3 decks, and that is going to be the Phantom Knight deck. And oddly enough, it looks like those two... Oh, no, okay, it's just... This one looks like it was wrapped differently than the other two. That was a bit odd. But anyway, this is my favorite because I think this one is just pretty much the best of the 3. This card, the Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche, I do not know how to pronounce that last word, but this card is nuts. So it is a Link 3, but it only requires 2+ darks. It's not like specific to Phantom Knights, which is nice. And then basically its first effect is like a +2. You get to send a card from deck to grave and then set a Phantom Knight spell or trap, and basically anything you send that's a Phantom Knight related card can just get, you know, advantage for you. So there's no downside. Like, this card is amazing. And then it's able to pop cards. Like, man, if Phantom Knights like ever become like a thing again, which they kind of are in the Dark Warrior deck, I wouldn't be surprised if this card starts seeing play, because this card is actually like that good. Maybe this could bring PK Fire back. Don't want to get people's hopes up, but if there's anything, this is definitely a good start. Now we have a foil copy of Twin Twisters in Ultra. Twin Twisters have been getting a lot of reprints lately, but that's a really nice just card to have overall. Looks really nice in Ultra too, I gotta admit. Then we have a Phantom Knight of Mistclaws. I believe this is the first time this is printed here in the TCG. This card's pretty decent. It's not like, you know, the greatest, but it's okay for what it is. We have an Ultra copy of Breaksword, makes sense considering it's Phantom Knights. And again, Breaksword's had a couple printings now, but being one of like the cornerstone cards of the archetype, I would have been shocked if this wasn't in the holo slot. But then again, I guess, you know, Dante's not really a part of Phantom Knight, so I guess it's a little bit different. And then we have number 86, Rongaminiad. This card also is getting a little bit expensive because of some hype, but again, kind of nice to just have it. I think people would have preferred an Ultra Dante, but that's neither here nor there. Now, that's going to bring us on to the commons, and I really like this because you get multiple copies of some of the really good Phantom Knights like Cloak and Boots and Gloves. Again, I wish they would have given you 3 of each because those are the best ones, but again, I guess we can't have nice things. Armageddon Knight, Blue Mountain Butterspy. This was also getting kind of expensive because of Goki, so that's pretty cool. cool. Junk Ford is a nice reprint. Rescue Ferret also is kind of getting expensive in some instances. Cock-a-doodle-doo was getting, I think it was like $4 or $5. Effect Veiler is just nice because it's a hand trap and it's pretty, it can be relevant depending on the format. Another copy of Dark Hole randomly. Foolish Burial, Rhoda. You get a Fog Blade, which is really cool. And then just some more Phantom Knight traps. Nothing too spectacular, except Shade Brigandine. This one was like $8 or like $6 to $8 before this reprint. So now people are going to be able to acquire this much easier than having to get that gold product. You can pretty much get like one of every Phantom Knight trap, even duplicates of some. Cursed Javelin's a pretty decent card for what it is. And then, where is it? Of course, it's the last card. Common Dante, man. For anyone looking to play Burning Abyss, like, this is a godsend, because Dantes were hitting like $12 to $15. Now that this is going to be a common, this is going to be very easy for a lot of people to get their hands on. So that's why it's my favorite deck, just thematically, and just the cards I feel like are the best overall. But guys, that's gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about these hero decks, and which deck is your favorite and why. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to like the video as always. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content, and if you found this video informative, consider supporting me via Patreon or becoming a YouTube channel member, because just by showing your support in any way that you can, you're investing in my ability to continue bringing you amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content. So thanks so much again, and we'll see you next time. 1, 2, 3.